today we're painting the fender wells as well as some of the subframe and supports. So you'll see me actually do first primer on all the gray areas that should just be gray primer. And then the wheel wells are white body colored, effectively just oversprayed. Did a lot of research on this. There's a lot of quote opinions on this, and best I can tell by looking at the Honda Museum and others, these cars did come with basically body colored oversprayed fenders. Everyone you'll see is black fenders from road grime. These were super black. You'll have another video. I spent can't tell you countless hours cleaning all the black road grime out of these fenders. In the process, of course, though, because you're scrubbing pretty hard, you actually remove that kind of most of, I'll say, the base coat from the fenders there. But you can tell that it actually does have like a matting or some type of undercoating that's like a thick kind of rubbery feel to it. Ripped it in a couple of spots, but that is not actually black. That's almost like a tan color that you'll see in this video. And so those should actually be body colored, and that's something, like I said, I did a lot of research on, and obviously I painted everything that I could here to match as factory as possible, right? So if it's you know, primered from the factory, I wanted it primered. If it's painted, if it has overspray, I wanted it oversprayed, and so I tried to keep it as factory as possible. Obviously, again, even from factory, there's some variation there, and so that's exactly what you'll see in this video. On a side note, if you do decide to do this, I was using automotive paint that normally would be loaded into a spray can, and one of the local paint shops will put it into spray paint for you, and so they'll load automotive quality paint. It cost me about 150 bucks to get that done, so it's not exactly cheap. But it is automotive grade paint versus like rattle can paint or something like that. The other thing is that it will leave dust. You see all that dust when I'm spraying here. It will leave dust all over your garage. I had put plastic tarps over everything in my garage, and it doesn't really stick, I'll say that, by the time, at least in the desert out here, by the time the paint actually lands on something, it's dry, it doesn't stick, but it does create a really dusty environment. And so I was glad that I put plastic. I bought like a 20 pack of probably 10 feet by 8 feet sheets, something like that, and was happy that I put plastic over the entire garage. Hey guys, just finished up painting the fender wells. I'll try to start on this side and cut out that light, but and as well as painting the fender wells, also was able, you can see the underside here, I had a big rust spot that I'll maybe get a pre-picture of. Same thing, the driver's side was probably worse. It still has, you can see, I'll try to get the lighting right, but you can see it still definitely is noticeable as far as the rust goes. A little bit of damage, but you know, for the most part, the rust was removed, and everything looks pretty good there. I'll try to turn out this light, but now that I get a little bit of sunlight here, but the fender wells painted, look pretty good. Tried to make them look as factory as possible. Just kind of a light overspray. Did the tow hook as well here, and then if I can get under here, the complete underbelly was painted. Let's see what I can do to get under here, but complete underbelly. You can see up there, and then where the gas tank goes, and then the back side over here was completely painted. As well, I think I've got interior shots. I had these boxes covering up parts of it, but the interior's been interior was also painted as well, floor pans, etc. And then I had repaired, seam sealed the holes there. Still noticeable, not the best work in the world, but it looks a lot better than it did. So pretty happy with the way it turned out overall. Hey guys, hope you enjoy watching the restoration of the Rusty Barnacle Integra Type R 98111. Please subscribe and keep looking for updates. Thanks.